gorgeous people of the Trademark Masterclass. I am so happy to be here with you today. Oh my goodness. Okay, I have a feeling that there may not be a lot of you just because I really did keep this very, very, very tight. But is there anyone here that has never done a masterclass with me before? We have a voice. Alphabet team, there's a voice in the distance. Okay, some of you have never done a masterclass with me before. This is so awesome. Okay, cool, cool. You're first. Wow. Okay, well, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the new people of the Alpha Femme world. This is so awesome. Who here has only done master classes but never done a program, but you come for the master classes and you love the master classes and you're back for another master class? Just who are my master class people? Awesome. Thank you for being back. I appreciate you so, so much. Thank you for being here. Okay, let's see what's going on in the things. Who doesn't know you? AFE alumni. Yes, Joanne, I'm so happy to see you. Hello from Maui. Oh my gosh, I'm feeling the energy of Maui. I did a portion of Mission to Millions. Very cool. This is my first. I've been here since 2019. That's absolutely epic. Je vais travailler mon anglais. My. Je ressentais l'appel. Geneviève, merci d'être là. Thank you for those of you who English is not even your main language and you're chilling with us. This is so awesome. AFE, hello, hello. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love your hat. Thank you, Marion. I really appreciate it. AFE, baby. Yes, sixth year in your world. Wow, that's awesome. Since 2024. Can't wait till I can invest. That's so cool. Hello, Melanie. I always do the master classes and I've been buying programs since 2018. Julia, that is awesome. Thank you for being here. All the way from South Africa. That's so epic. Thank you for being here. I've done it all and I love being in your energy. That's so awesome. AFE alumni. This is so awesome. The Hive. Yes, ma'am. Oh, wait, I meant the experiment. Oh, okay. The experiment. Oh, yes. Okay. From Scotland in the house, Manchester, England. This is so awesome. Since 2023, this is so great. Since 2020, 2018. So we've got people that are new. We've got people House of Vote in the house, AFE in the house. AFE is my next step. This is so exciting. I've done many master classes and I love everyone. Found you in Snowball. This is awesome. Okay, I want to read all of these. All the fem team, you've got to give me the transcript of this. I really want to read this. I've never had a best friend that I didn't know in real life, but if I did, it's you. I love that. Oh, I love that. Okay, so you guys, listen. I want to tell you, hello to Quebec. This is awesome. Quebec represent. Okay, you guys, let's have a chat. First of all, I definitely feel like I somehow walked out of a time machine and it's something like 2021 right now because I literally did my makeup in my membership before I came here. And I went from naked mole rat to fabulous trademark person in about 30 minutes. And it was very fun. And I just feel very connected to all my clients right now and in a really good mood. So this is the perfect way to kick off this masterclass. But the thing I really want to tell you before we jump in, this is what happens. When I'm in the zone, I get phone calls nonstop. Just give me one little moment. Okay. So what I am really excited about for this masterclass is I want to remind everyone of a few things. If you are very, very, very advanced in your business and you've done so many big things, I want you to know this. Your biggest issue is not learning new things, it's remembering the basics. So if you come in here hoping for a brand new strategy and a brand new thing, and you've been being successful, I guarantee you, there's nothing you don't know. Your issue is you've forgotten what you knew that made you great, and you started chasing the wrong thing. So if you're able to just put yourself back in the room and be like, let me put my learner energy back on. Let me go back at this with fresh eyes. Let me go back to basics. Let me be an extraordinary student. You're going to get great stuff out of this masterclass. This is the other thing I want to tell you, and this is so important. As we kick off, this is the most important energy I want you to know about this masterclass. I have been studying human behavior, and I have been studying like what creates unrealistic growth in people. What's the moment? What happens for people when they go from feeling like they can't do something to all of a sudden doing it? Like, how does that happen? Is it that there's really something that we could all know and all learn? Or does it happen differently for different people? I've really, really spent a lot of time really looking at people and their behavior and what works and what doesn't work. And I've also noticed how some of the things that I say land for a lot of people and how some of the things that I say don't really land for a lot of people. And I've noticed my reaction about that. I've noticed how at the beginning I just said what I knew, and it never crossed my mind that someone could be upset at the truth. And then eventually it became like, how do I say this so that people don't get upset? And we're not going to do that. So this is what I want you to know. I am going to be my most like transparent, vulnerable Lenny self. So by the way, like Melanie Ann Layer is the name, but like call me Lenny, Lenny, Lenny. And I'll tell you why later. There's a reason, and it's actually will be a cool story for inside of this masterclass. But this is what I want you to know. I have from the beginning felt like I uncovered a secret to life. And it started where I felt like I had uncovered it for myself and it felt like I knew it for me. And then eventually I started realizing, like, holy moly, I think a lot of people are like me. And then I started realizing I think most of the world is this way. And then it gave me a really solid stance. Then, because I had imagined that the whole world understood it, when people didn't understand it, I got a little bit scared and I didn't know what to do with that. So I protected myself and tried to only speak to my people, only the people who get it. And in doing that, I made a big mistake. I didn't realize it in the moment, but in doing that, I stopped activating the room. I stopped awakening the room, which is the thing that I've been doing ever since I woke up. So the real truth about me is that I do not see hierarchy as a valuable thing, not in the way that we use it. Because what I feel it does is it makes us think that someone else knows things better than us, and it puts us kind of outside of ourselves. It's like oh, because you're this, you probably know better. Let me just listen to you. My entire body of work, the whole thing has been based on this truth that we are equal power, but different. That no one is better than one another, that we are equal power, but different. And in my body, when I checked in with that truth, it felt completely true. But often when I shared it with people, I could tell it didn't quite land. And beyond that, for a lot of people, when they mirrored it back to me, I also realized that they didn't get it. So I have actually found an even greater way of describing this concept. And I want you to take this into consideration throughout this entire class. Very important. This is not about equal power but different. This is about equal potential power. So all of us have it in us as a potential possibility to do freaking everything, anything. We all have it, the potential. It's just that unfortunately, some of us were not shown that potential very close to home. We were not shown. We were not shown we could create anything we wanted, become anything we wanted, that we could do. We weren't shown that. So our potential wasn't unlocked earlier. However, we did forge a lot of strength. We did forge a lot of grit. We did gather some really epic skills, but in the moment, that wasn't really helpful. Now, there are people who were given all kinds of potential. They were given the right connections. They were given money. They were given generational wealth. They were given all these things. But maybe, not for all of them, but for some of them, they weren't given the same power, the same, you can do anything. You have a grit. When things go wrong, you get back up because they never faced that. So when hard things happen, they're like, I don't know. I don't know. So I don't see people like, oh, you've achieved this, you're more powerful. I see people like, if you're still connected to the potential of your power, the sky isn't even the limit. Because here's the facts. A lot of times we will look at people and we'll say, oh, they did more than me, so they're more powerful. Except we don't know if people have succeeded and they're about to go down. I'm not just impressed by people who did things. I'm impressed by people who are doing things. And so it may be that you've not done your thing yet. I'm excited to know you. I'm excited to help you. I'm excited to amplify you. It may be that you've done extraordinary things, and that's just not even the tip of the iceberg for you. You've done incredible things, but that's not the most interesting thing about you. The most interesting thing about you is what you're about to do. That makes me interested in who you are. I don't just get like starstruck by what you've done. I don't get excited by that. It's like who you were did that. Who you are is what's building the next thing. Show me who you are. What's the game you're currently playing? What are you currently doing? How are you currently handling things? That's what I want to know. So I want you to know in this masterclass that for me, I am very, very excited to get to know all of you, and I'm excited to help you build the thing that you're here to build. And I have absolutely not 1 ounce of care whatsoever about how much of it you've done already. None. That doesn't change a thing for me because I was Melanie Ann Layer in the making. When people gave me no time of day and I looked underqualified and not interesting and not this and that and this and this and this enough, I was about to become a whole lot of me. I didn't know that, neither did they, but it was going to happen. And so I care more about what's about to come. And for you, anything can happen. Anything. And if you're here, it's because you believe it can. So who the heck am I not to believe that too? As much as you. And if I've built what I've built with all the odds against me, then if I can do it, you can freaking do it. In which case, if there's anyone to believe that you can do it, it's you. And if there's anyone to believe that anyone can do it, it's me. So together, we're going to build extraordinary things. This trademark masterclass is here to really do a few things. I want to pull the curtain back and I want to take you further back in the journey for me. I want to take you further back. I want you to understand who I am, because I think when you understand who I am, you'll understand why I can help you. And I also want to help you make this feel so incredibly simple. Not necessarily easy, because I think the hardest thing is all our feelings about everything that happens. That's what makes things complex. The feelings we feel makes it more difficult. But what I want you to know is how absolutely simple this journey actually has been for me. The most complex thing has been the forgetting of what I know. I'm thinking I need to learn more. When in fact, if you just develop deep instead of wide, the sky isn't even the limit. There really is not one thing on this planet that you cannot potentially do. But are you going to do it? And so I think this is what was missing in the language when I said equal power but different. I felt the distinction in my body, but something was lacking in the translation in the words. Potential power. If you don't use it, you don't use it. It doesn't mean you didn't have access to it though. And so this is the thing I get so excited about with speaking with people, is like, you have no idea how good it could be. Not really. You have an idea, you have a dream, but I have no idea how good it could be. I have built this, and if I showed you the girl who built this, you would like just, I'll post pictures in the group of the girl who built this. But this is not the version of me that built this. This is the version of me that gets to get the reward of what that girl built. She was brave and nuts because she had no idea, and she built that. So what am I going to build because of what she gave me as an opportunity? She built a world where I could exist. How do I live in honor of that? And so I have beautiful big dreams for Alpha Femme. And I have such a vision of where I want to take this company, this movement within itself, like the Alpha Femme movement, what we can actually do. I want to take that so far. And the way that I'm able to do that is by being the proof of concept, as the heartbeat of this company. And to really say, I am not powerful because of what I've built. I am powerful because of what I'm building. I have something that shows that I was powerful. If I continue to build, then that means that I continue to be that powerful. Because a lot of people in the world, they build things and then they fear losing it and they shrink their power until there's nothing left. And then they've got to live off what they built when they had power. What I want to help you do is build something where you're constantly evolving, evolution and growth over a lifetime, and that you love your life. That you love your life, and that the business that you decide to do does not take away from it. As a matter of fact, it amplifies it massively. So I've kind of broken down energetically this room into different groups of people in my mind. There are the people who their next step that they're working on is if they could like be making $5,000 to $10,000 a month, it would just change everything. Like if you could have a 6-figure a year business we'd be building something for you to stand on that you'd be like, okay, what now? Like it would build the confidence, it would build the proof of concept, it would build the safety, the security to feel like, okay, I can do more and I believe in myself. Like that's the first line. If you can do that, we're in a whole different world by this time next year. Then there's the people who are like, I've already done the $10,000 a month thing, but what I want to see is can I double that? Can I start seeing like a $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 a month? Now, when we're thinking of these kinds of income levels, we're talking in the real world of you know, salaries. This is like doctor salary, brain surgeon salary. Like this can be quite a big salary. And in the entrepreneur world, people turn their nose down at this all the time. They think it's like it's six-figure months or else it doesn't count. And I don't believe that. I really remember so clearly how much energy it took for me to make $10,000 a month. I struggled to make $10,000 a month. I was making eight, nine, eight, nine. I couldn't get to 10. It just would not work. And as soon as I made $100,000 in a year before I ever hit $10,000 in a month. I had $100,000 in a year, never made a $10,000 a month. It took a few years for me to hit it, but when I hit $10,000 a month, it unlocked something for me. And then when I started understanding Alpha Femme and understanding how I could utilize the internet and how I could utilize different tools, well, then all of a sudden, it's like I started finding different ways to make $100,000. So instead of having a $100,000 business, I had $100,000 offers. So then it could be that I could have a $100,000 program and a $100,000 mastermind, and then I could make $200,000 a year. And then I could have $200,000 programs and a $100,000 mastermind, and I could make $300,000 a year. So I started understanding offers, and that kind of changed my world. Then eventually I was starting to make $100,000 in a month. Now that started blowing my mind. And so there's a few of you that are in that category. You're already making, maybe you're making 30, 40, 50,000, but you know in your body $100,000 months is supposed to come. It's supposed to happen. So you're already calibrating to $1 million a year. This is a big thing. It's so wild, especially in the Alpha Femme world, that so many people have done it. So many people have built $1 million businesses that it almost becomes like there's something wrong with me if I don't have $1 million business. Like, hello, $1 million year business. This is not something that you're like, oh, I haven't done this, I suck. It's like, this is huge. This is massive. So, yes, if ever one day you want to build $1 million a year business, I'm your girl, I got your back, we will do it. But I guarantee you'll get to $1 million a year and you'll be like, show me how to make $1 million a month. Because the big thing about wealth and the big thing about success is that what makes us feel the most successful is that the best is yet to come. The thing that lights us up the most is not even our power, it's our potential power, even when we're living it. I have actually felt the best, the most successful person in the whole room. And in my body, I felt like I don't actually feel as proud as I should be right now. I know that everyone here is impressed, but I know that this is not my best. And that's a confusing feeling because it's like, am I not grateful? It's not that I'm not grateful, it's that I'm not satisfied. And I'm not satisfied because it's the version of me back then that built this. That version of me was amazing. But what about this version of me? What am I doing? We forget that every time, as life moves forward and we discover another iteration of ourselves, we're like, but what about this version of me? Do I get to be proud of this version of me too? Or does this one just ride off the coattails of what the one before me did? And this has been such a huge breakthrough for me is like, I exist as Melanie Ann Layer 2026. And Melanie Ann Layer 2026 has goals. I want to feel a certain way. I want to feel like I'm growing. I want to feel like I'm just getting started. I don't want to say, well, Melanie Ann Layer 2026 is incapable, but at least thank goodness for Melanie Ann Layer 2025 because she set me up real good. That's not it. I want to feel like every version of me that exists is building something. And I don't think that'll ever stop. So in that same thing, when I meet a person who's like, oh, I'm very, very powerful because I did this, I'm like, cool. And what are you doing now? And if they're not doing anything now, I'm not lit up the same way. I'm more lit up about what you're working on than what you've done. And I want to tell you this because this is actually probably one of the most powerful things I can start this masterclass with right off the hop. Most people, when they are visionaries, they talk about their vision. That's what gets the world to move. The world stops moving when you tell people what you've done instead of what you're doing. And it's how we stay fresh. This is the perspective that helped me. I came into this marketplace and it felt like every seat was taken, you guys. And I really mean it when I say that. I walked in and it felt like every single person that could ever succeed had already succeeded. And I was coming in late to the party. And it felt like I will always just be a little less than everyone that's there because they'll probably keep growing and then I'll never have my place. But you know what ended up happening? I focused on the vision. And not everyone that was there when I came in are still here today. A fraction of them still are. Most of them are gone because they gave up at some point. Life got hard. They were up on the way down. I was down on the way up. We're not the same. If you're up on the way up, that's fantastic. If you're down on the way up, that's fantastic. But the reason I don't believe in stagnant power, like this person is worthy of my wow because of what they did, it's like, okay, and where are they going? So this trademark masterclass is about your becoming. To quote the Backstreet Boys, I don't care who you are, where you're from, what you did, as long as you're going somewhere now. That's what matters. As long as you love where your life is and where you're going and what you're doing and you're obsessed and it's good and it's going somewhere, that's all that matters in this masterclass. So if you're comparing yourself to anybody here, then compare at least compare yourself to their drive. At least compare yourself to their vision. At least compare yourself to how big they see the world instead of what they've done. Because if you start looking, gosh, that person sees so much bigger than me, that can wake you up. That can actually change things for you. You can get inspired by people, but that person's done more than me. Well, then that's locked in time. We can't do anything about that. And that's where we start feeling in comparison to people. They've done more than me instead of they have such a much bigger vision. You'll get inspired by people instead of in comparison. So this masterclass is going to be one that I've never really done this way before. I'm trying something out. And what I'm really trying out in this is it possible? It's like a whole other experiment. Is it possible to be successful and to help a lot of people and for it to still feel like it's not a lot of people? So whether you are starting at the beginning of your career or not, whether you've been doing this forever or whether you're just getting started, do you have a feeling inside like you're supposed to help many people? Like your work is supposed to impact many people, your company is, your product is, your services, whatever it is you're supposed to do, a lot of people are being touched by it. Okay. At the same time, do you also sometimes struggle when you're in a big room to worry like, am I just a number here? As much as I want to say I belong and as much as I want to say like I'm a part of this, I don't think no one will notice if I just bow out. I don't think anyone will notice if I just this. Okay. So one thing I recognized early on in my journey is that I believe in what I want to build as long as I can imagine that I would be a part of it. The minute I start imagining that I wouldn't want to be a part of this, I have a hard time building it. So when I first started doing this work, I immediately felt like I could help more people. I wish I could help more people. Imagine if there was more people, imagine there was more people. And then one day something happened where it felt like people started treating me different because there was a lot of people in the room. So if you can imagine, if there were 5 people in the room and I was speaking to all 5 of you, you would feel a certain way. But if there's 500 people in the room and I'm doing the exact same thing, you feel different. It's like, but why? Well, because for sure you don't see me and for sure you don't feel me and for sure you don't blah, 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 like all that stuff that comes in. And so I realized that I also felt that in big rooms, I felt like I didn't matter, but then I wanted to impact big rooms. So something wasn't letting me lead big rooms. Because if I got lost in the big rooms and my purpose in life is to serve people, then I believe I can't be served in big rooms. So then I believe that my people won't be served in big rooms. So then I start sabotaging the big rooms. But I actually believe that the way forward is that we're able to get our messages across to more people and that there's less expectation of I need to be validated in order to belong in a space. I need everyone to know me intimately, or I need something in order to belong here, but I want to be able to help the whole world. Like something doesn't really click. So what I've really found, and this has been my truth for years, is that in masterclasses like this, I can serve as many people who decide that this is their masterclass. Doesn't matter how many people show up. What matters is that those of you that are here feel like it's your masterclass. This is for your business. If you feel like you're watching me say things, I won't help you. You have to feel like this is yours. I am your mentor for this masterclass. This is your life, it's your business. These conversations are for you. This is yours, it's your work, it matters, it's for you. If you feel that, there could be 3 people in the room, 6 people in the room, 100 people in the room, it wouldn't matter. It would still be your masterclass. If you can see it like that, it's going to change the game for you. And so my intention for this is I am really not coming at this masterclass like I'm teaching you. I am coming to this masterclass like I'm talking to you, and I've been really getting better and better at this. I'm bringing myself back to something I used to know that I forgot. So you remember when I said at the beginning, if you are really successful at what you do, your biggest issue is probably not that you don't know something, it's that you've forgotten something. My biggest issue is that I forgot something. And the thing I forgot is that I go first. I go first. For a long time, I just wondered why people were treating me different. Like, why are people treating me different? I care as much as I've always cared. It's like, yeah, but now there's this everybody kind of gloss over everything instead of this real feeling of this is one person at a time, one person and their process, one person and their thinking, one person and their responding, one person and where they are, one person and where they want to go. As long as I could hold the frequency of the one person in a group like this, you guys felt it. As soon as it became, this is the masterclass and these are all the people, it became like a blanket statement over everything. And so I want you to know that I am coming to this masterclass really feeling as I have not dressed up like this for a masterclass in years. Even my girls in my membership were like, put the glove back on. So for those of you who haven't watched me in a while, around the holidays, I had bright red nails and I broke a nail like right in the middle, like really unpleasant to look at kind of thing. And so I decided to wear a glove on this hand until I got it fixed. Well, I wore this glove for like 2 weeks. And by the time it was time to take it off, people were like, we missed the glove. So today they were like, put the glove back on. I've got the hat. I even was like, what do I do? Do I go just earrings or do I go all out with the necklace? They were like, all out with the necklace. So I'm wearing the hat. I'm wearing the necklace. I'm wearing the glove. All the things that you might think like, oh, those are the things that make people think that you're separate. No, that's not what makes people feel that you're separate, is the fact that you think you're separate. This entire masterclass is rooted in one of the biggest trademarks of the Alpha Femme brand, which is that if I can do it, anybody can do it. Anybody could do it, but will you? Will they? That'll depend. It'll depend whether they want to and they even come in to learn. And it'll depend whether I allow myself to be bold enough to keep saying that, even when people get mad at me for it. Because I've had a lot of people, how dare you tell people they can be anything? Why would you get their hopes up like that? I guess I'm a jerk. How could I get your hopes up about your own life? How could I possibly tell you that I believe you could do things that are bigger than you've ever let yourself dream of? What a jerk am I? Well, I claim it and I own it 100%. Because if I had not believed that about me, there would be no Alpha Femme. It would not exist. And so I don't know what magical secret unicorn stuff you're hiding in your bag of potential, but we need it out in the world, and it's not going anywhere as long as people try to manage your expectations in case you're not capable. Like, if we're not capable, then, we'll find out. We'll do our best and then we'll find out. But when we think we're not capable, we never do our best because what we think is that we're not capable. So then we never find out. And we don't have time for that. We do not have time for this. So we're going to start talking about the basics and why this is actually, yes, this is an Alpha Femme drink. This is a can of sparkling lemon water that we had made. And it says Alpha Femme since 2017 on the can. Trademark vibes, next level, unlocked. So this is what I want you to really feel about this masterclass. Number one, this is about you. Even when I tell you all about me, which I'm telling you about me to remind you that it was weird for me too at some point. I'm not doing it for you to lose yourself and only listen to me. I'm doing it so that you understand. I'm going to bond with you. The storytelling is for you to understand me a little more. But this masterclass is about you and your business. It's about you and your trademark. It's about you and what you're setting out to do. So if you can own that and be like, I am uncovering my trademark. I am really going for this. This is about me. It's about my business. And whatever Melanie's sharing with me, it's because it feels relevant to her in the moment. And I'm just going to listen to it. But this is my masterclass. This is not a watch the Melanie show. This is for me, for my business. Stay anchored in that. You'll be very surprised with what we can create if you stay connected to that. Okay. Now, how this is going to go, we have 5 calls that are scheduled. Those 5 calls are going to feel a little bit like this. It's important for me that we have moments where we're all together, even though we're not the same, in this equal power but different kind of thing. Because I don't mind, like, it doesn't matter whether you are starting a company and you have never had one before, or whether you are literally scaling your business to $1 million months. A lot of the things will be similar. Just some will be the first time you hear it, and some will be to remind you because you forgot it. But the hardest thing for us is actually to keep doing the thing that's the right thing. That's the hardest thing. It's not learning new things. It's actually keeping doing the thing without trying to protect yourself. Trying to protect yourself. This is what we end up doing. So when you start, Sarah, so good to see you. When we start in our lives and we're like, okay, this is what I believe in. This is what I can do. I believe in anything. Let's do it. You go, you have no evidence of anything else. You're just innocent and blind as a cute little furry bat. Let's go be excellent. Let's go build things. Let's help people. Then all of a sudden something hurts and you're like, ooh, how do I make sure that never happens to me again? Then we try something once and we fail and we're like, oh, that's probably not the strategy. Let me find something else. And then we do something and then someone doesn't like it and we say, oh, I've got to pivot this whole thing. This one person doesn't like it. And then this happens and we say, oh, you know what? I don't think I should do that again. Let me completely eradicate that from my whole thing and let me bring something else into the mix. So we're correcting, but we are overcorrecting. And then in the overcorrection, we are going in the wrong direction. I've done this. And so the key a lot of times is you got to bring it back. It's like you had it right. You were just meant to change a tiny little bit and you overcorrected. Overcorrecting is like overdoing it. So we don't want to overdo it. It doesn't help us. And Kevin always tells me, like, let's say he's taking my picture or something and I'm like this, So let's say I'm here and I'm smiling. He'll be like, lift your head a little bit because I can't see your eyes. And I'll go, he's like, chill. Like I said a little bit. And I'm like, okay, like just that. But I'll go from this to, is this better? He's like, no, you look like a scarecrow on a bad day. Relax. I just meant a little bit, just a little bit. This is what we do. You know, it's like this is lacking seasoning. And you just dump salt on it. It's like now it's too salty. You know, is it cold in here? And someone cranks up the fire. You say it's a bit hot in here, and then you open all the doors and windows. It's like chill, chill. In your life, I guarantee you, you're trying too hard to do things, and then your stamina craps out instead of doing things a little bit, little incremental shifts that become exponential transformation. So we're going to just kind of chill in this masterclass. You're not doing anything wrong either way. The shifts I'm going to give you, they're going to be small, but if you compound them, incredible freaking stuff's going to happen. And if you've lost your way, then you're also going to chill and you're going to just kind of scale back a little bit until you find your zone. In either case, are you supposed to pendulum swing like this? This is where we mess it all up, is an overcorrecting. Overcorrecting overcorrects it. It doesn't work. So we get into our power, we realize these are like micro shifts. All of them are small, intentional shifts. For those of you who were there when I did my makeup, it feels like that's exactly the vibe of this masterclass. I was like, okay, I actually still have my whole mess in front of me, but I was showing them like, this is my favorite eyeliner because like, look at the tip of this thing. It's literally non-existent. It's the thinnest little tip because if I make a line, anybody here does their makeup and you know what I mean when you try to do a line and then you mess it up and then you try to fix it, but now it's thicker and then you need to do the other side thicker and now you need to do the other side thicker and now you look like a raccoon. Right. So I have found this like very, 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 very thin, tiny micro point line that I have to build on it. I can't even do one line. You don't see it. I do a line, then I build, then I build, then I build. Ah, perfect. This is what I want us to do in this masterclass. We're building so we can go to exponential instead of going overcorrecting and then getting lost. This is also very important. So if you have any questions during this masterclass, if there's anything that you're like, I'm confused and I'm lost, it's going to be very easy. Oh, this is actually a Japanese company called Judy Doll. So not even expensive. I think this eyeliner was like $9. And it is my favorite one in the whole world. I used to wear Tom Ford until I found this. Now it will be this for the rest of time. So Japanese cosmetics are the best. This is Judy Doll. Okay, so what we're going to be focusing on, if you need anything, you're going to message the Alpha Femme team on Instagram or on Facebook. They're going to be there. They've got your back. It's the easiest method of communication. You just, please help. That's it. The way I'm going to connect with you in this masterclass, there's going to be emails, a reminder before every live call. I'm going to send you the replays. This is not going to be up for a super long time. So watch it, show up for it. When it's gone, it's gone. Okay. There are going to be like opportunities to move with me, but bonus live stream, bonus this, bonus that. If you're not paying attention, you're going to miss it. And I know you're busy and I know you have a million things to do, but I also want to invite you to say like, if this is your business and this is your masterclass, then just do it. If you don't care, then it doesn't matter because you wouldn't have cared either way. But if you actually care, do it. I'm going to go above and beyond in this because I have an idea of how I can really help you and customize this in a way that is out of this world for the amount of people that we are. I am going to attempt something I have never attempted before, and I believe in it. I'm showing up for you, for real. But it's going to be very difficult for you to get all the things if you're not fully connected. So check your emails while we're in this masterclass to make sure I'm not sending you things that you're missing. Check the featured section at the top of the Facebook group. But also, I have this chat, one on Instagram, one on Facebook. It's called The Channel. So find that chat. On Facebook, if you don't have access to it, use the one on Instagram, The Channel on my Alpha Femme Instagram. I'm going to be putting things in there. There already have been things in there. More is going to come in that. That chat is going to be like the holy grail for us because I'm going to be able to say things in there that you just get immediate access to. It's not in an email or post it in the group or this, that. It's going to be super easy. I'm even going to post the replays of our calls in there. So it's going to be the easiest thing to find. You want to be in these channels because those are going to be the easiest way for me to just connect with you. In the group, after this call, we're going to open the floodgates. People are going to start talking to us. People are going to start connecting. People are going to start posting. This group is going to be amazing for connection, for you to practice, for you to own your voice. It's going to be amazing. But me, if you want to really be connected to what I'm saying to you, You stay connected to me on Instagram and on Facebook. You check your emails because I'm going to be messaging you and I'm going to be talking to you because I want to help. And I can't do that. If I could knock at your door, I would, but it doesn't allow me to do that. So keep your eyes connected to the whole picture. Okay. If you cannot, join the Facebook and the Instagram channels, just know that I will be communicating with you through email as well, but you're just going to have to really pay attention to your emails. This is just the easiest way for me to connect with people. And I understand that it's not available for everyone, which sucks, but it's not, I'm going to also be sharing important information through email and posting it to the featured section. It's just going to be so much easier if you can get yourself into a channel. If your husband or your partner has Instagram or Facebook, see if they can have access to it. It's worth it, honestly, at this point. Okay. So this is the biggest takeaway for module 1. This is session 1. This is where I want us to begin. We've already begun, but you know what I mean. This is like we're getting to the nitty-gritty. When I first decided to start a business, I really did not know how to start a business. So I really didn't think I could because I didn't know how. So then from like magic, I figured out how to start a business, but I still didn't know how to grow a business. But I just kept doing things and eventually I did it. And I realized that I didn't know exactly how to do it again, even though I had done it once. And so then I had a business, I had even grown a business, and I was still faced with wondering how I was going to do this or this or this. And so eventually the thought came through, you're going to wonder how to do it until you wonder how you did it. And what that really means, you're going to wonder how to do it until you wonder how you did it, is that even when you've done whatever it is you think you want to know how to do, you're going to have something else you're going to want to do. And everything you've done up until now still won't give you the answers to what you've got to do next. You will still be not knowing. And that's a great thing. It's a great thing when you see potential power. If you're the kind of person who's been chasing power, if you're the kind of person who's been chasing certainty, you will hate this quote. It's like the greatest bubble popper in the world. But if you actually understand potential power, that means we're able to do things when we don't know how and they work anyway. So what does it really matter? And it's true that one lines don't usually like that quote, but the beautiful thing with the one line is it usually comes with a 3 line or a 5 line or a 4 line, in which case trial and error, or your network knows, or you're a leader and you were born to find out. So it doesn't really matter because the other line is going to pick up the slack for what the one line's like. No, I must know. The other line's like, want to bet? I'll figure it out. So I want you to own this. I don't need to know how. I just need to know it's possible. I don't even need to have the power. I just need to know I have the potential power. If I have the potential power, then anything can happen. And then when I see other people who do things, it's because they unlocked their potential power. They actually did. So evidence of potential power lived into is good for me. Evidence of potential power unleashed is good for me. It reminds me I believe in the potential of myself. No matter how advanced you are, you will always have to remember your potential power. As crazy as it sounds, when you have not got evidence yet, you imagine that having evidence will help you believe more that you're capable. But the more evidence you have, what you start fighting against is the fear that you can't do it again, or that that was the most you could possibly do. Your potential power is infinite. So no matter how much you achieve, it changes nothing about the limitlessness of your potential power. So whether you're just starting, or whether you've been doing this for 5 years, whether you've made 0 or 100 million, if what you want to build is something you've never built before, aren't we in the same space? Aren't we actually exactly the same place? If I want to build $1 billion brand and I have no idea how to do that, are we not really actually facing the same conundrum? So what if I tap into my potential power and you tap into your potential power? And I let your courage inspire me, and you let whatever wisdom I've got touch you and inspire you along your way? Like that's when we can walk shoulder to shoulder, because it's like you're banking on pure courage, and that courage inspires me, and I've got courage plus evidence, and that evidence inspires you. And as we go into this direction, we can go further ahead. I can tell you 100% this is the truth. The best clients that have ever hired me because of my courage, not what they thought my power was. They didn't hire me because I had made what I made. They hired me because I continue to grow and to do what I'm doing. They didn't say, oh, you're better than me, so you're going to show me. They said, you're doing what I want to do. You know what I want. You're doing what I want to do. You have what I continue to want to strive for. You're being what I want to be. When I'm with you, I'm reminded of what's capable. You lead in a way that makes me remind myself to lead myself. It was far more about continuing to walk with me than just looking at what I had and wanting that. And so when you're brave and you start being a visionary, when you've got the vision, you will get the clients, because people don't just buy from you because you did things. People buy from you because of what you're doing. They say, I want a part of what's coming. And it doesn't matter what your business is, this is the truth. Why I would start buying from a brand like this that I've never known before over a brand I've been working with for years that's known and this is because this brand is developing new products all the time. Every time I look in, they've got a new gloss, they've got a new thing. I want to try everything. Their vision of these like super clean cosmetics at a reasonable price, and they're so well done, and I love this. I care more about this because of what I think it can do for me in the future than the thing I wore for years that this is doing better than for me. So I want you to know, like, you've got so much more ahead. There's so much more exciting stuff ahead to be built in your company. All your clients are going to get to experience that. From your official name of your company or a brand or a rebrand, from a new packaging to a new offer to an offer remade to a new concept to a new, like, whatever it is that you're doing, it's like people are going to get to be in the building of you. If you can get excited for you and for them about that, you're going to stop banking on, I wish I had more, blah, blah, blah. I was on a one-on-one call with the client in my mastermind today, my Hive mastermind, and our conversation was honestly absolutely exquisite. So much of it mirrored what I'm speaking to you about here. And I mean, she's had $1 million launches. She's a rock star. But the conversations that we had mirrored the ones we're having now, back to basics, remembering where we sway when it feels like we're afraid, where we protect ourselves instead of going for the vision, where we lose sight of the vision because we're trying to protect what we've built. It was such an incredibly powerful conversation to have with her. It was one heck of a conversation. And the beautiful thing that came through from that, knowing that I had Trademark coming, is just like, we haven't even gotten started. I knew that whether I get off the phone with this client who's made multi millions over the years, or whether I get on a conversation with someone who has never even started their business yet, the best is yet to come. And I said to her, do you realize that the majority of the people that are going to be your clients on your like first $20 million year, most of them don't even know who you are yet? And her face lit up. She was like, it's true. The people who choose to continue with us, they choose because we're going somewhere, not because we're trying to make them come with us. And the people who are brand new and who find us, they find us and they decide to go with us because of where we're going and how that affects them. Anyone who finds you right now will find that you're going somewhere and that it can affect them. And that is actually more powerful than what you've done. I don't know about you, but I very rarely just buy because someone told me they've done something good. That's not enough for me. Like, find out how I did this. Find out how I did that. Come learn how I did that. I'm like, how many times did you do it? Are you still doing it? Are you planning on doing it next month? What are you teaching me? Who you are and what you do or what you did once? So you are in the same zone as all of us. We are in the same zone as all of you. And the thing that's most important to remember is, what am I working on? And the majority of the people who are going to help me get to where I'm going don't even know me yet. So can I show up for these people? Who am I speaking to? What's the vision I'm speaking into? Because your first client and your next client come from the same energetic field, the field of potentiality. It doesn't matter whether I've done whatever I've done or not. What matters is that when you find me, your feeling is you can help me. And I have seen very successful people that I did not get that feeling from. And I have seen people who I feel are just getting started, and I'm like, I want to bet on that horse. Have you had that feeling? Have you seen really successful people who have these huge outcomes and you look at them and you're like, nope. And then someone else who comes out like a little dark horse and you're like, what is it about you? I freaking love you. Help me. I believe you can help me. So what I've really found with Alpha Femme is the trademark and how we've built this brand is this: actually do what the product does. That's it. This is the first most important thing. Whatever it is that you're offering, do that really freaking well. So if you're going to be in the makeup industry, then do makeup really well. One of my other clients in my Hive Mastermind is like, I'm obsessed with her makeup line, obsessed with what she's doing. She's just having the time of her life. She's creating all these lines. It is the most pleasant experience of my life to watch her develop all of her product lines and everything that she's doing because she's so inspired and so excited. And we just celebrated she just opened her product line. The company is called Vray, Vrai, like real in French, Vray Cosmetics. She opened this company 2 years ago. She's celebrating $2.5 million in sales, or all her own way. Like, just a woman on a mission who built something she believed in. And just the way that she creates the product, the thought behind the packaging, the branding, the marketing, all of it. She's just so obsessed with it. I just like I want it all. Today when I was doing my makeup, I was like, you know what I feel? I feel like I wish I could have all of her products. Like, I wanted to, might as well do my makeup with all of her products. That's what I should do. Should do weekly makeup in my membership and use all her cosmetics. I had that thought before. But this is the beautiful thing that starts to happen when people are like, you love them and you love what they're doing. Her products that could override the most expensive products I've ever tried before, the new products I've been obsessed with. Just in listening to how she's creating her products, it makes me want to scrap mine and go with hers because I like her. I like her vision. I like how much she cares about the product. I like how she is selecting the ingredients. I like what she stands for. I like That's enough to make me want to switch. I really believe that we're moving more towards this in the world. It will not be enough to just be famous. How connected are you to the product? If you have a coaching business, then be an excellent coach. Like, this is what made Alpha Femme work. It's referrals, word of mouth. This is good. I stand by this. This helped me. That's it. People want to know, what's the secret sauce? How did you become so? I was good at what I did. So people talked about it and they kept buying and they kept talking about it. And then they kept buying and then they kept talking about it. So instead of trying to figure out how am I going to go be famous, it's going to be like, what's my trademark? What am I known for? And of all the things you can be known for, imagine a business being known for being excellent. Isn't that really the most important thing? Like, we're going so far outside the box. And I understand what if no one comes, but how can no one come if I'm excellent? The issue is I forget I'm excellent And I just try to get people to come. And because they're not coming, I forget I'm excellent. But this is so important. What you are capable of doing and people buying it are not the same thing. Like Picasso painting paintings where no one was buying was still Picasso's paintings that are now being sold for millions of dollars. It's not the art that changed, it's the marketing. I want to help you market yourself like you have no shame in this freaking world. I want to help you market yourself like if Picasso only knew what those paintings were going to be worth. I want you to know now what you're worth so you can market like a boss. This is coming. But before that, you need to be excellent. So many people try to be known before they're excellent. And I will tell you from the bottom of my heart, I promise you, I look back at who I was when I first started and I say, oh, thank God, that is not the version of me that got amplified to the whole world. I had training wheels on and God gave me a smaller audience to practice with. And when I became more well-versed, more confident, when I understood who I was, then the floodgates opened more and more and more and more. But thank God that's not the version of me that went all around the world. I wasn't ready for that. And I'm sure in a few years from now, I'll think the same about who I am now. So if we can have the maturity to say, I don't need to go viral. I don't want the whole world to watch me while I've still got training wheels on. I want the people I can help with training wheels on to be watching me with training wheels on. I don't want the whole world to be watching me in the phase where I'm just learning how to hold a room with this amount of people in it. I want the people who are good with watching me lead a room with this amount of people in it to be in my room. I don't want the whole world to see it. I want the people who are supposed to see me in this phase of who I am. That changes things. So, what I also want you to consider in trademark is this is not about going viral. It's about relevant visibility. It means trusting the God zone to say, show me the people that are the best people for me to grow with now. Don't get me in my head thinking I need more advanced people, more people seeing me, more this, more that. There is no, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. What matters is, can I be excellent and can I serve people the best right now, the right people right now? Because if I do this, I will be shown the next kinds of people. And then the next kinds and the next kinds and the next kinds and the next kinds. I needed to start where I started to end up here because I couldn't feel like I was wearing shoes that were too big. It had to feel like I was wearing the perfect size shoe. Like the thing I was doing, I was excellent at. And I can tell you that when I started, what I was excellent at was having a one-on-one conversation with someone who did not know me, that didn't really care. They just wanted support and they wanted to not be judged and they wanted to be able to say whatever they felt they needed to say without it ever getting back about to their partner or their business, like full confidentiality, able to speak to a person who could listen actively in a way they'd never been listened to before, and to be supported by someone who was like in the God zone. That's all I could offer. And my God, did that work? It was exquisite how well it worked. So simple. And when it was meant to become something else, it became something else. But I didn't get in my ego and think I should have it be something else. I did what I did until the something else showed up for me. And I was like, yes, it needs to merge into this. And I accepted that mission and I learned how to do that. So as you are right now, you are 100% good enough to serve a certain kind of clientele right now. Just nail it. Nail it with them. Speak to them knowing this could all change in 2 weeks. This is something I struggled with when I first started, was the whole niche thing. You know, how do you decide who you're serving? Well, I would get stuck in that because I thought I had to make that decision forever. I thought what I was building was a forever thing. Like I am the person who helps this, and that would be the truth forever. So I felt like I could never get behind it every day. I felt like I wanted to change it. Every time I had a coaching call and someone brought me a new problem, I was like, I'm rebranding. So what we are doing, it is my pleasure. What we're doing here is we're actually not saying this is who I help forever, and I'm trying to figure out the truth of that. What we're doing is we're realizing all that we're capable of doing as we go. And we're saying, this is who I'm helping right now. And eventually I'm helping this, but I'm prioritizing here. And eventually I'm helping this and I'm prioritizing here. Here's the truth about Alpha Femme. When I first started, who I helped were people who are willing to tell a stranger only about their problems, but were really, really willing to have a lot of faith that it could work. That's pretty awesome. Except it built me into the invisible coach. I built a 6-figure business completely invisibly, just through word of mouth referrals. Then I started realizing, though, that I was good at what I did. That gave me an ability to market, but I didn't have proof. So I had to market with the conviction I had, but no evidence, because it wasn't like testimonials and things like that. So I had to just own the real truth of it without being able to prove it. And that built a business. And I think that was the best thing that could have ever happened to me. Because most people are told, you've got to have proof to be able to show proof. And it's like, that's one way to build a business. The other way to build a business is through activating potentiality in people. And I think that is a much bigger business. And it's a much more limitless business because there is a maximum to proof and there is no maximum to potential. A lot of the clients that have worked with me have done things that neither one of us ever could have really known they could do. I just had a client of mine this week celebrating. She had a meeting with her financial advisor. She's 34 years old, and her financial advisor was like, you could retire. You did it right. You've got so much money. You were smart with your money. You're good. This is a girl who was making $14 per workout plan when we first started working together. It makes me laugh so hard. Like, now she could retire. Did you think either one of us thought this was possible when she hired me in 2018? No way on God's green earth. But it did, but that's what was in the cards. What's in the cards for you? We don't know. But you've got to see yourself as capable as the next thing, capable of the next thing. That's the only thing you actually need to believe in is the next thing. Because once you get there, then you'll realize that the field of potentiality is wide open with more stuff. It's like, well, I did this. What's potential now? I did this. What's potential now? I did this. What's potential now? So I want to invite you as we are building this energy in Trademark for you to have as big of a vision for yourself as you could possibly desire. You can have sky isn't even the limit kind of vision, but I actually want you to bring it closer to you for a minute. This will not limit you. I want you to consider your next milestone, and I want you to be proud of it. If your next milestone is your first ever sale, then that is freaking brilliant. I remember mine. If your next milestone is your first $1,000 month, that is freaking brilliant. I remember mine. If your next milestone is replacing your income or matching your income with your business, that is freaking epic. If your next milestone is $5,000 a month, $6,000 a month, $7,000 a month, I want you to start seeing these milestones not as this, like, when I hit this, I'll be cool, but more like this is just the next milestone. Once you hit this, you'll just want the next thing. Trust me, there is no when I have this, I'll be cool. But it's the next milestone. I want you to have the time of your life going for this milestone. When you make $10,000 a month, you will be one of the most finite part of the most finite group in the world that can do this. It's a huge deal, but in this group, it's very, very predictable that you'll do it if you stick to it, because this is what we do. We just defy the odds for fun. We lead ourselves. We don't wait for permission. We don't wait for people to pull up a seat for us. We choose ourselves and we do what we've got to do. And that's an incredible thing. So you're here, you're choosing yourself. Now you've got to actually treat yourself with respect. And I will tell you, if you're here and your next milestone is $100,000 a month, but you're at like 80 something thousand and you feel ashamed that you haven't hit 100,000, that was for you. Little nose flick. Stop that. Everyone expects me to be making $100,000 a month. Based on everything, I should be making more. Stop. If you can't be excited about your milestones, we're going the wrong direction. You've got to be proud. You've got to be excited about what you're building. You've got to be energized about what you're doing. You've got to be in the God zone about your next milestone. You've got to see the future more than you see protecting what you've got. It's got to be more about the next thing you've never done before than how to do something again. We've got to go forward. This is the most important thing if this trademark masterclass is going to do something for you, is you've got to own where you are and you've got to be excited for this next predictable milestone. In order to actually understand the field of pure potential, you've got to have a better relationship with predictability. You can do this next milestone. It's one that you believe in. So what we often do is we say things like, yeah, but who cares about 6,000? I know I can do that. I want 10,000. It's like, but if you know you can hit 6, then why don't you hit 6 like you're proud? Like, why be excited about 420,000? I already know I can do 400. Why would 420 be my next milestone? Because you're gonna hit it. So you get to actually do it and feel good about it. Yeah, but I already know I can do that. Good. Let's start with something you know you can do. And then, do you believe you can do 430? Yes. And 440? Yeah. And 450? Yeah. Okay. So then let's keep going like that, because guess what's going to happen eventually? 500,000. Ah! But we put things outside of us. It's got to be a big goal. It's got to be impressive. It's got to be something other people think is cool. It's got to be something that would really mean something. No, no. It just has to be growth from where you are. It just has to feel like you're moving. If you feel like you're moving faster will feel accessible. If you're moving with more power will feel possible. But the first thing is you got to be moving. If you're moving, we can speed up. If you're moving, we can amplify. So this is the declaration that I want from you in this group today. This is the stance I really want you to take. This is who I am. Declare yourself. This is who I am, and this is where I'm going, and I'm proud of me. And to everyone here, thank you for being a model of what potential power in motion looks like. I'm not going to compare myself to you. I'm going to compare myself to your willpower, to your motivation, to your celebration, to your joy, to your love of life. Because if you can access that, I can access that. Thank you for being a reminder. Thank you for being an anchor, like my client Amanda says, anchor. Other people can actually serve as that for you. So I want you to start seeing people as an anchor for power. They are potential materialized. The thing you want, materialized. We celebrate that. We say, me too. Thank you. Yes, me too. I love that you did that. You're amazing. It makes me feel like I can do it too. Thank you for showing me I can do it too. And then you go right back to your next milestone that actually makes you feel excited, not stressed. That's too big in the future. Just excited. But when you feel like it from time to time, have a huge vision that makes no sense. And then just remind yourself, you don't even need to know how to do that. It'll come when it's good and ready. And I can be evidence of that for you. So I'm going to even invite you to start trying out your just who you are, just your style and who you are during this masterclass. If your style is cozy, like you want to show people that they can do things full cozy, just be cozy. If you want to show that, it's more of a sporty style, like you're showing a beautiful lifestyle, then own your lifestyle brand. If you want to do tech, show up with your full equipment setup. If you're the, sensuality goddess, then show up in like silk clothing with your shoulder bare and show up. If you're the messy, do it messy, but do it anyway, then show up that way. If you want to be full glam, show up. Like my trademark was this big old hat until people started mocking me for it, and then I took it off. And I didn't realize how much little moves like that of taking little pieces of you away to not get this, like to avoid things, are the beginning of the end. We are not protecting what we've already built. We're building what we want to build. There is no move you make in protecting what you tried to build and being a little bit less this and a little bit less this and a little bit less this. There's nothing you do in protecting that helps you grow. It just makes sure you don't lose things. And when your entire focus is about not losing things, you don't play the same game. We are playing the game of creation. You are creating your life. You're creating your style. You're creating yourself. You're creating your voice. You're creating your platform, your product, your service. You're creating your talent. You're creating your skills. You're creating your network. You're creating your clientele. You're creating the people who follow and read what you've got to say. You are creating that. Start acting like it before they show up, so that when they do show up, you're ready. Now, I'm going to ask you to do something different in this masterclass. A lot of times I create content, I create things behind the scenes, and it's like, I want you to take the graphics, and I want you to share the graphics. This is going to be different. I want you to show me, for today's share, I want you to capture how you're working on your business and how taking this masterclass is an on brand for that. So what this means is, if you are a cosmetics brand, well then show me all your cosmetics out while you're listening to this. If you are, well, while you're getting ready, re-listen to a part of it, take a little screenshot of it, just be like, working on myself from the inside out. If you are health and wellness, then be on a walk. Say, this is what I'm listening to while I'm out on my walk. If you are a business mentor, you help people with their businesses, it's like having having a mentor for me, like I'm a mentor for my clients, doing the work myself. If you are in technology, if you are in whatever it is that you do, I want you to find a way to have that taking a masterclass like this is actually connected to your business somehow. And I want you to show me how. This is going to do a few things. When I'm looking through all the shares, I'm going to get to know you more. I'm actually going to get to see who you are, not just that you're watching my masterclass. I want to see who's the person. What do you love? What do you care about? What are you resharing? What are you doing? Why am I a part of your life? Why am I there? Am I on the TV while your kids are playing and you're momming and watching at the same time? Are you having a goddess self-care moment in the bath and I just so happen to be the thing you're also listening to in the background? Who are you and how are you utilizing this work? This is where you start to realize that everything is building your trademark. People will start to recognize you not just because of what you do, but how everything comes back to your core expression. So let's start that with this masterclass. Tomorrow we'll start it off. I'll do a draw, and someone from here in this program will win $1,000 in Alpha Femme money, Alpha Bucks, that you'll be able to use towards whichever program or masterclass that you want. So that'll be fun. And the only thing is just share and express that you're watching this masterclass in your own creative way. I don't just want to see watching this masterclass. I want to be able to learn something from you by the way that you share it. How can I learn from you by you being here? And those of you who do that, we'll put in a draw, and tomorrow we'll draw your name. Enjoy this moment. Enjoy the building of your next level, no matter where it is. This masterclass could lead to your first sale, your first $1,000, your first $100,000, your first million. There's no limit to what we can do together in this space because it's about your business. And I promise you, these thoughts, doesn't matter how far or how new you are, they're the thoughts that matter the most. And why people start going backwards or stop growing as fast as they did in the beginning is because they think they're too advanced for these kinds of conversations. And they're the most important ones. Back to the freaking basics. You have an excellent product. You are excellent at what you do. With that, you can build a referral-based business. We amplify it with marketing. Alpha Femme without any traditional marketing makes so much money. Then, whatever we add, skyrockets it. I want that for your business. I want your trademark to be money comes to me always, always, because my product is excellent. Even if the product is me as a coach or a mentor or a guide. If you know your product is excellent, you don't need proof. You don't need to show people if it's true. The proof is in the knowing. The proof is in the knowing. You can't fake that. You don't push, you don't force, you don't try to make it look a certain way. It's in every fiber of your body. That's why I like having closer milestones that I'm working on, because like I know for a fact that I'm going to do that. So choose things you know for a fact you're going to do. Remember who you are, and let's build this trademark. I look forward to our next session tomorrow. Have fun. I look forward to seeing your shares. Stay connected to your emails. Things are coming for you. Stay connected to the channels. Things are coming for you. This is fun. All right. I shall see you soon. Mwah.